welcome to another edition of After the Whistle, Wednesday, March 19th. I know y'all missed us last week, but you know, it was tournament time, so we was on the move. Had to spend 2 days in Worcester. People are special out there, man. I'm glad I'm from the North Shore.
Yeah.
I'm glad I grew up in the North Shore, because every time I go to different areas of the state, I just look at everybody like, what's wrong with y'all?
You know what I say? You're not from Lynn, you're a little weird to me, man. Just a little off.
Just a little bit, but it was a good time. It was a good time. I'm here, Todd's here. We definitely back. We were supposed to have Anderson on, but he had to do something, so like during the same time, so he couldn't get on at the same time. But he'll be here because it is March Madness and all that stuff. But first, you see the story. The girl hit the other girl with the baton during the track meet. They was going on a whole like media tour, acting like she's innocent and stuff like that.
Time out. What happened?
She hit a girl over the head with a baton.
Like after the match? Like
no, during the match.
Where was this happening? Like
I forget what state, but it was during the meet. Yeah.
Okay.
It was during the meet. It was during the track meet. And I was saying to somebody, you can't accidentally hit someone over the head with a baton. You have to purposely hit them with the baton just because the way you run. She went like.
Once you can smell your armpit and you come down, that's all under your control.
Right.
You got to lift. When you lift your elbow above your ear or above your shoulders, that's not. No accident.
That ain't no.
That's intentional.
Like you could accidentally trip somebody during the meet. You could accidentally, bump into each other and fall just because you're trying to.
It's in the motion of running. Once you do all this extra stuff, come on, bro.
And the worst, and all she had to do was just apologize. But she's going on this whole media tour, crying, talking about I'm not like that. I'm like, yo. This video, we just all saw it. There's like absolutely no way you can accidentally hit somebody. And I'm having discussions with somebody. They're like, well, the girl that got hit, she was dramatic with her fall. I'm like, yeah, because she ain't know she was about to get hit over the head during a track meet.
Once you get hit, it don't matter how you fall. You fall how you want to fall. If you want to add some extra in that fall, right. Do a couple rolls, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can do whatever you want after somebody decides to step outside themselves and enter your space and hit you. Right. And the reason why I said when you can smell your armpits, because I tell kids in basketball to follow through, make sure you're sure, like the old deodorant commercial.
Right.
Smell them pits. So once you lift your arm a certain level, certain height, that's all under your control.
Right. Craziest story ever.
But we live in this world once again. Everybody's so, I want to say, attached to their feelings. They'll let the feelings come in front of the actual logic of the situation.
Right.
I tell kids, I don't care about them tears, especially after you did something dumb. So I'll wait for you to wipe your face, and the problem's still in front of you. So let's solve this problem and move on. But all that trying to cry because you don't want to be accountable for your actions when you're on camera, it's very hard to get away with these nowadays, especially in public. Because everybody got a camera.
Yeah.
Everybody's recording something. Even if you're not even being recorded, you're going to be in the midst of the recording. Yeah. Just because it's how the world we live in works.
Yeah, so yeah.
Taking a selfie of yourself might see you like this. In the background.
Yeah, so that was one of the more interesting stories. I was just like, oh my God.
So now there's smoking track? I know there was competition in track, but I didn't know it got like that. Now, are those batons metal? Or plastic.
Those things are like hollow, very hollow. But yeah, they're not even that heavy, but still.
For the fact that you went out your way and tried to physically harm somebody, that's a problem.
Yeah. And I was as I was telling somebody, if I'm running a track meet, I'm not expected to get hit over the head by an opponent. So that's the last thing on my mind.
Especially track.
Right.
Track is like the least physical sport out of the sports.
Right. The only physical things that happen in track is if you're doing the meter, if you're doing the relay or the meter when y'all just trying to get into the lane and stuff like that. That's about it. But other than that, it's just like, what are we doing here? But hey. But hey, it's the best time of the year, folks. It's March Madness. All that time, you folks are gonna take off the first Thursday and Friday. Folks are gonna take off work to watch the first round and stuff like that.
I didn't go to work on Monday,
which folks usually do. But the first 4 games last night. The first one, Alabama State and St. Francis, was it?
Yeah, St. Francis. Yeah.
St. Francis. That was a game that came down to the wire. If folks didn't watch it, literally. It was a hot mess the last couple seconds too, because the dude missed a free throw on the 1-and-1. They get the rebound. They missed the carry, the high dribble, and then bounces off the foot. At that point, I'm like, call a timeout, coach, call a timeout, because they're out of control. But too late to call a timeout, turn it over, and that was just a hell of a pass he made.
Yeah, it was. I only caught that part.
The most important part. Yeah,
and I was like, well, it's March Madness for you.
Right.
And it's fitting that it happened the first game of the tournament.
Right. So they're gonna draw Auburn next round, Alabama State. So Auburn is the same team that lost to Yale last year.
How come they just don't play North Carolina?
North Carolina is playing Ole Miss.
No, I mean in regards to they would have the first 4.
Oh.
So why wouldn't they just?
I think it's the regions they were in.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just curious because the first 4, why don't you just have the one person come out of that pool? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because one person's coming out anyways.
Yeah. Well, so. they were the lowest seed. They were the lowest seed.
Okay.
They were. Alabama State was 16.
I mean, North Carolina should have been 16 too.
It was 11. So.
I don't know how they got 11. They should have been 16 too. I'm just saying. That's crazy. And I'm not mad. I'll be honest. I'm not mad at them getting in the tournament because they played well the back end of it. But based on the criteria you want to hold everybody to, you know what I mean?
I mean, they put 14 teams in the SEC in, I think. 13.
SEC teams was working. They was killing. They wasn't barely doing anything in the first half. You know what I mean? And trying to pull it out in the second. You just compete the whole game. They do what they did last night. Since you want to.
Well, I don't know about the SEC. Every year, they put all these teams in, and then they end up disappointing themselves each year. So hopefully they have a better tournament than they have the whole conference as a whole than they had the last couple years. Especially Auburn. I think they're the number 1 overall seed, which I thought Duke might have been, but.
Nah, Duke was the best team. I mean, Auburn was the best team all season overall.
I just don't.
Nobody does.
I just don't trust them. And somebody put it best with them. They said they play well when they don't have expectations. When there's expectations put on them, hence last year. I mean,
I didn't expect Auburn to be this good this year.
Me either.
So I don't really ever expect Auburn to be top 5. So they played well this year. Who knows? I mean, they didn't finish the SEC tournament the way they wanted to. So hopefully they got that loss out there, out their system.
We'll see. But I know folks are dying for that upset Alabama State to beat them in that one. But the most interesting matchup in that region, that is the South region, is Louisville and Creighton. 2 teams that Louisville kind of turned around because the last couple years they were bottom of the barrel in the ACC. I think they had a 2-win year in the ACC. They've been struggling the last couple years, and then you get a new coaching staff, and Lord, they have one of the better records this year. They're playing Creighton.
Once they got rid of Pitino, I ain't really paid much attention to Louisville.
No, man, I had to watch them because they come up here when they play BC. I had to watch them a couple of times, and the last 2-3 years they've been pretty bad. But it's a complete turnaround for them. And then Creighton, they're just one of those teams that's always in the mix. I don't know who they get, but they always in the mix. They got that big tall dude, though. I forget his name, but they stay in the mix.
I mean, Creighton must be a great school to party at.
Where is it, in Kansas? It's in one of those, I think it's in Nebraska.
I'm sure it's a potty town, though. I'm sure they get right.
Still, I think they might be the school. They might be one of those college towns where ain't nothing to do but.
And people don't understand, when you go to a college town, you just walk down the street and random houses, just doors are wide open because they're just parties. And you're like, what do you mean? Yes, the whole town is it's all engulfed.
Right.
They're all one.
Right,
so you might have 2 regular houses and then 2 college houses. 2 regular houses, another college house. Kind of dope.
Yeah. So it's a suggestion if you're one of them people that don't like noise, you don't live in a college town.
Yeah. Yeah, so research the neighborhood before you.
Definitely. All right, the South Region games, like I said, Louisville and Creighton, Michigan, and UC San Diego, excuse me. Michigan won the Big Ten tournament. I watched a little bit of that game because I was doing two things at once, but I saw they was down like 8. The next thing I know, they're up, and the game's over. So, Texas A&M taking on Yale, Ole Miss, North Carolina. Iowa State, Lipscomb, I don't even know where that school is. Marquette, New Mexico, and Michigan State and Bryant. This is the first tournament in program history for them. They beat Maine in the, I think American East is their conference. They beat Maine in that.
Shout out to Bryant, man.
Yeah.
Good luck to y'all.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this rule, like when you move up to Division I, you gotta
sit out
3 years.
Yes. I think it's stupid.
Like 3 years? Like, damn.
You shouldn't have to sit out at all, especially when there shouldn't be much expectation for you to be good because you just got onto that level. So
right.
I don't know why they would make you sit out because you're supposed to suck, to be honest, because you're just now entering that world. So, like, you got other teams that have been, you know what I mean? They're already, what's what I'm looking for?
Established? Or?
Yeah, already established, already got their recruiting pipelines in order. You have to now figure out how to get better talent to your school. So there's no reason why they should be putting you on probation or anything.
I don't
when you're most likely not going to win anyways.
Right, it's going to take a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you do win the first year, it's an even better story. Like, let them go. they earned it. Let them play.
I'll be honest. All these, once you allow players to get paid and there's no more sitting out when you transfer, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
You really gonna penalize a team for playing harder competition?
Right.
They're playing harder competition. That's the challenge in itself.
Yeah.
And now they can't go to the tournament because of that. They want to improve themselves. That just now, if you drop, if you go to a lower conference, I'd be like, all right, maybe. But even then, it's like, still, like, what are we doing here?
Right. Let them play. Let them play. But shout out to Bryant.
And fans shouldn't be penalized for that. Like, why?
Yeah, a lot of things don't make sense. Down to the West region. That's quite the draw that Florida got, right? They're the number 1 seed in that West region, right? If they won their first round, they might have to play UConn or Oklahoma. Probably going to have to play UConn because I think UConn is going to wipe Oklahoma. You get the defending champs. It's quite the draw for you, but Florida has been sneaky good this year.
I don't even like calling. I mean, UConn is defending champs, but I don't even like calling them that because they're not playing like they've been playing the past 2 years. Yeah. So it's one of them things that's like,
I don't even know where that is. Memphis, number 5, they're taking on Colorado State. Maryland, good to see Maryland back in the tournament. They're taking on Grand Canyon. I think Derek Queen is like, I think he got Big Ten Freshman of the Year.
Who else gonna get it?
Right, the 2 dudes from Rutgers, they ain't even make the playoffs. I mean, the postseason. And you would think you got 2 top picks like that.
I mean, I'm not surprised. You need teams now.
Yeah.
You need legit teams.
Missouri and Drake, 6 and 11. Texas Tech and UNC Wilmington, that's the 3-14 matchup. And then Kansas and Arkansas, the 7-10 matchup. And that's gonna be a good one for ratings.
Yeah, they said Boogie is expected to play.
Yeah.
I didn't see him being out for the whole season with a thumb injury, surgery. I get it, but like, bro, you're gonna try to play?
Was it on the shooting hand?
I don't care what it is. Take that up, bro. I think it's on his left hand though.
Oh, okay. St. John's and Omaha. St. John's is the story of this whole season. Patino, man. Patino.
That's what I got going.
They rolling.
That's what I got going, man.
They rolling. They play defense and they get buckets.
And their big man dunks everything. Like, there aren't that many big men that physical in college basketball.
Right.
He's one of them guys. He's a grown man out there.
Yeah.
He dunks. And he don't be tip dunking.
Yeah, he trying to break the rim.
He be out here, yeah. Elbows all over the rim. I like them.
The East region, Duke is the number 1 seed in that one. How long Cooper out? Did they know? Is he going? He probably going to miss the first.
He might miss the first round or 2.
Okay. Yeah. Mississippi State and Baylor, the 8-9 game, Oregon, Liberty, the 5-12 game, Arizona and Akron, the 4-13 game, BYU, the Mormons, taking on VCU. Man, them dudes are grown men at BYU. They're like 20.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they go on little...
Yeah, they go on missions.
They come back 3 years later.
Yeah. And they had a lot. They've had some good quality wins this year too. I think they beat Arizona. I think they beat Houston too.
Yeah, they beat a lot.
They beat a lot of the good.
I'll be honest, they're pretty good this year.
Yeah.
As a whole, like overall team.
Yeah,
they usually known for having like a player or two, but they're good this year.
Well, next year they gonna have a player.
Yeah, they are.
And I think they got this dude. I think his name's Elijah Crawford. He played at Booster. I think he's on there. Double check. He was not. Yeah, he's on there. He's nice.
Okay.
But he only a freshman, so he was originally supposed to go to Stanford, and then changed his mind.
Stanford to BYU?
Yeah, I'm like, damn, something must have happened for you to do that. But Wisconsin, Montana, the 3-14 game, St. Mary's, Vanderbilt, Alabama, and Robert Morris. I mean, Duke is definitely the favorite in that region. Should be one of the favorites winning it all. Houston and SIUE, Gonzaga, Georgia, Clemson, McNeese State, Purdue, High Point, Kentucky taking on Troy. The funny thing I saw yesterday, Troy's head coach only recruits players that likes to eat at Waffle House, which tells me he likes guys that like to fight.
Should have asked him, what time do you go to Waffle House? Because based on the time you go, it gets interesting. You go there after midnight, 1, 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bound to pop off.
Oh yeah.
Just sit back and watch.
Yeah,
something's bound to happen, bro.
Yeah, you might end up fighting one of the servers or the cook or something like that.
It's just bound to happen in Waffle House.
I like Waffle House.
I do too.
I like going there.
Entertaining, man.
Very entertaining. UCLA taking on Utah State and then Tennessee and Wofford. I mean, teams I know that are probably going to disappoint. Tennessee's going to be one of them. Auburn's going to be one of them because, yeah, that's just how they get down. And Alabama, too.
So you just don't like the SEC, huh?
No, I just don't. Yeah, it's not that I don't like it. It's just they always go in this. They have a great season, and then next thing I know, I'm like, bro, what's going on? They're losing. It's been a couple years in a row now. They've let me down, so they got to prove me wrong. But yeah, I'm assuming Duke and St. John's might be a lot of teams' favorites to meet in the national title game. But
I can't speak on Duke just because you never know with them. Yeah. But I would definitely think St. John just because they've been killing all year. Yeah. The team looks like he got them back to form.
Yeah.
Looking like they're going to make a strong run.
Yeah, definitely. And the way they closed out the regular season, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to be. And one thing about them, they play defense. They play defense. So a team that plays defense and they get a lot of good looks offensively, they're going to be hard to beat. And I think they got a bunch of upperclassmen.
It's Rick Pitino in college basketball.
Yeah.
He usually wins wherever he's at.
Yeah, and they got him and Calipari. They might meet in the second round in, familiar territory in Providence. So, that should be cool. That should be cool. But, yeah, fill out them brackets, people. You got today to fill them out. And, yeah. Make sure you take your day off tomorrow and Friday. Just take the day off. And the weather's been nice the last couple of days too. Been pretty good. NFL. We're gonna go with some NFL news. There's a lot of stuff happening in the NFL when we were happening in free agency. The Patriots was out there making moves, free agency, signing players, getting guys that they need to fill the roster, getting some defensive players on there, spending money. Which they didn't do last year.
I mean, that was like a thing they didn't like doing at all.
Man, which made no sense. But you get who they got? They got Austin Hooper. They got the tight end. I believe they got a defensive lineman, Harold Landry.
Okay.
From the Titans, 3 years, $43 million. He went to BC too, so. He got a little local ties. Okay. Robert Spillane, I don't know who he is, and Carlton Davis, the cornerback. That was a good one because you already got a good young quarterback. Now you're getting a veteran quarterback, and you might be able to draft Travis Hunter with that pick. So they got a lot of things that they got going on that might help them actually compete this year, but. Still a young quarterback. Still needs some offensive weapons.
And we still got a new coach.
And they need linemen.
So it's one of them things. It's back to first season.
Yeah.
Could have had a second season with Mayo, but now we got a first season. What's his name?
Vrabel.
Yeah. VR, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, we just got to see what he's going to produce this year.
Yeah.
I have no stock in this season either because we have no clue what product we're going to put out there.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Well, they did sign an offensive lineman, though, Morgan Moses. They did sign him, so.
Morgan Moses?
Yeah. Thing number one, protect your quarterback. Get the pieces to protect your quarterback because they just lucky Drake May was young and it could move because, man, when Brissett was back there.
I don't be trusting people with two last names. My bad, two first names. So you said that, I said, huh? It took me a second. Like, I got to see what he's going to do out
Yeah.
there.
Other NFL news, the Bengals, they stopped being cheap. They actually signed Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, making them like two of the highest paid receivers, which, I mean.
Who was you going to bring in better than them two?
Right, they was acting like they didn't want to pay him.
I mean, one of them is the best wide receiver in the league, arguably.
Yeah.
So who was you going to bring in? I don't understand, what are they, the waiting game? Do you GMs and you people upstairs get excited about making people wait for their money? I don't get it.
Yeah, they're the Bengals. They're known for not paying people.
Because it makes them look goofy.
Yeah. Because
you're going to wait all along to pay him. Just pay him when he asks for the money. What's the problem?
Right, and him and Burrow were the only reasons that they almost had a chance of making the playoffs.
And there were no better options out there. Yeah. So what are you doing?
Right. Now they got to figure out. For the Bengals, now they got to figure out how to fix that defense.
And they got to figure out how to start off on the right foot.
That too, because last year they had games that they had won, but their defense just kept giving it up. I mean, way too many times their defense could have let them down. So, yeah, they got to. I mean, there was a game where they scored 30 plus points in three straight games or something like that, and they lost. Right.
It doesn't even sound like you're supposed to lose.
Right. All right. So unless they fix their defense, get the players that they need to play defense, they might have to be like that old 2001 Rams team that just outscored everybody. And that's how they won their games. But for now, we'll see what else they do. And then the Texans signing their young defensive back Derek Stingley. I swear every signing is like a new record deal or like that. He's like the highest paid defensive back now. I think he's getting like $88 million guaranteed. Most of his contract is guaranteed.
It's gonna keep going up and going up and going up, man.
Yeah.
Inflation's real, right?
Yeah, so he got a $90 million deal, and $89 million is guaranteed, which is pretty good, especially the way some of these NFL contracts be like.
They deserve all that guaranteed money they're getting. Because what Jay-Z said, I'm overcharging you for what you did to the Cold Crush. NFL's known for not paying players in the past.
Right.
So they gotta deal with that karma.
Yeah. And there's a couple big money defensive backs that got some big contracts too. J.C. Horn from the the Panthers. He got 4 years, $100 million extension. So yeah. And I think a lot of it is guaranteed. I think the biggest thing with the NFL players is they want that guaranteed.
I mean, you
get that guaranteed money.
I mean,
do like the Kirk Cousins.
You're almost guaranteed to get injured at some point in your career.
Yeah.
Some point in the season. So why can't they guarantee to pay you?
Right.
It's just certain things. If you're guaranteed to put your life and your body on the line every Sunday or Thursday or Monday.
Right.
The least they can do is pay you.
And then there's some positions where, you're like, we need that guarantee because we getting, like the linemen, we're getting hit every single play. Like, every single play is contact. Receivers, not that much. Running backs here and there. Quarterbacks, you can't touch them. So, like.
And they pay them backwards. They pay the hard workers barely anything, or they gotta wait forever, and you pay all these skill players first.
Right.
Like, why don't you make sure your base is solid? We get it. Your skill players are the ones that bring people, put asses in the seats, but your linemen are people that help you win games and championships.
Yeah.
And first downs and
help you stay upright.
And tush push. And all these other things you got going on. Ain't no tush push for the linemen.
No,
not at all.
No. So that's that. Let's go to Athletes Corner real quick. Got some more NFL stuff, but
even though you shouldn't be pushing nobody tush anyway.
Amen. Athletes Corner. We had Rashidi, Speedy Ellis on. Talk to him about his. Oh, congrats! He just had a baby too.
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations to him. I think it's like kid number 3 for him.
Oh.
I believe. Don't quote me.
I don't know, but congratulations.
No, I seen the pictures, and it was like I seen 2 other like.
Just love seeing black fathers and their kids' lives, man.
Yeah.
So what we promote.
Yeah. So check this out, and then we're gonna come back a little more NFL stuff. Then we gotta go back to the high school state championship games, man. Talk a little about that and some of the craziness I saw over the weekend. Check this out. Hello, welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner, and today we are I got Stevie here with me because he made sure he had to be here.
Yeah, I had to be here
in
today.
this one. But we are joined with a special guest, Rashidi Ellis. What is going on,
Hello,
sir,
guys,
man?
we here, baby, we here.
All right, thank you for coming on, man. We appreciate this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, appreciate you guys for having me, man.
All right, man. First off, congrats on the win a couple weeks ago. Got the win down there in Connecticut, man. How was just your feelings going into that fight, and then how were you after the fight getting the win and all that? Because it's always great to win.
Yeah. It was always good to get a good victory, and it felt good, especially friends, family around. Get to celebrate you with the victory. It's cool. It was good. It was a good time.
Definitely, and just what was it about that fight that had you very confident in knowing that you was going to get the win? Because from what I heard, I wasn't able to show up, but from what I heard, it was like the guy, your opponent, he barely got a hit on you.
Yeah, I'm always confident once I go in the ring, But yeah, he was talking a lot of trash, so I thought he was gonna come to fight, but like my man said, the first punch he felt, he realized it was real.
Speedy, let me ask you a question. And I love what you do. You do this in the ring. When you start dancing on them, what's going through your mind at the time when you start dancing on these dudes?
I don't know, people think I'm showing off and shit, but I just be having fun. I was like, sport's hard enough already. Might as well have fun with it.
Like, to me, I watch a lot of your fights. It seems like to me, right, when you start dancing, it seems like you have everything under control, and that's when you know you have everything under control.
It's over. Once I start dancing, just throw the towel, man, because I'm in my rhythm. You can't stop me when I'm in my rhythm, man.
But let's take it back though. Let's take it back on your journey. How you got started. What first drew you into boxing? What got you into boxing?
At first, it was my older brother. At first we started like street boxing. You know how Lynn and everybody love fighting. So yeah, we started street boxing stuff. Then my brother went to a boxing gym. Man, he came back telling me how the boxing gym was, and then I wanted to try it out. Then I tried it out from there.
Which boxing gym was it?
The Linway, Rivera Brothers Boxing Club. It was on the Linway at first.
Was it over by that old?
It was like near the Fluff Factory. No, it was near the milk factory in the dumpster. It smelled so bad. It was like in the between both of them.
Still get that smell sometimes.
Yeah, that building.
Yeah, it felt so bad. And the beach is right there too. I was like, oh man.
All right, so from then on, how did you start with on your way to becoming a professional? What was the steps that you were taking towards that, and what was some the fights you had to do, and all the things in between that got you to the professional status?
Once I first heard that you could get paid for this, doing something that I love, I was like, Why not? But it took steps. As an amateur, I was ranked number 1 as an amateur in the USA. So I was traveling with the team and stuff. Then then from there I went pro.
You wanna tell us about the family connection? Because your brother and your sister are both great fighters too. You want to talk about them a little bit?
Yeah, my little sister was a 2020 Olympian. I believe it was 2020. Yeah, she was an Olympian 2020. We always doing our thing. My older brother, a good contender. We came from Lynn. We was taking over from the jump.
He actually fought David Benavidez.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that was a good fight.
He gave him a good fight too. Tell us about that a little bit. Was you there?
Yeah, he definitely did. No, I wasn't there because that was the time when it was COVID. Like nobody really couldn't go.
Right.
Yeah, nobody really couldn't go to the fights at that time.
Yeah, but he did well, man. But when we gonna see him again? When we gonna see him again?
He just moved, so hopefully soon. Yeah, he's back training and stuff, so hopefully soon we'll be back.
One more. What about little sis being a pro?
I heard she's going pro now, so watch it for that. She's going pro now. Yeah, about time, man. I want to see her back in action.
Yeah.
Now, how proud are you when you saw her win the Olympics and just get the opportunity to participate in the Olympics? Because that's a big deal in itself.
Yeah, that's a dream right there. People work their whole life for stuff like that,
All right, and we are back. A couple more NFL news for you folks. All right, remember Myles Garrett said he wanted a trade. He was demanding a trade.
I mean, yeah, he deserves
get
one.
out of there. And you know what the Browns said? Said, here's a new contract. We're going to give you a boatload of money. You're not going anywhere. And they did.
They better start playing, man, because that's how people retire early.
They did, and he signed it. I'm going to tell you the figures in a second, but yeah. I'm trying to find it. I wish I had it.
So that's what he's really mad about, his money?
That's what it looks like, because they threw him that bread, and he was like...
So he don't want to win?
All right, so he's going to be making $40 million per year. He's getting $123.5 million in guaranteed money. So he can't complain about no trade now. It's like, here. It was just like, here, man, take this money.
And that's my point. Was it about the money with him, or did he not want to be there? Because if I don't want to be somewhere, I don't care what you're throwing at me, especially when I know I'm going to get that somewhere else.
Yeah, then
You get what I'm saying? So, what really was it about? Because, some players don't care about winning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just want to be great and get their bread, and that's it. But it's like, for you to say you want to trade and they just give you money, you know they're going to be ass continuously.
It looked like it was about the money. It looked like he wanted a new deal or something like that. And this was his way of getting it, demanding the trade. It was just like, I was like, hey, man, well, whatever works for you. You got your money, so hopefully y'all can win. But I don't know how much winning y'all gonna do, y'all. They had their best season like 2 years ago, and then
based on how the bricks are falling off the building with the Browns, I thought he would have went somewhere else. By now, he's seen it all. He's seen them be trash. He's seen them help them improve. He's seen them when they were playoff contention. He's seen them when they just completely fell off the earth when Touchy Feely came there. So
he just got engaged too.
I mean,
Touchy-feely.
Now he can keep his hands on one person. Even though I think that marriage might be a little too soon. I'd have some questions if I was her. All right, everybody give us some time now. What's all this going on? That's a little too soon, ain't it?
I read that.
Because usually when you marry somebody, you've been with them for, I'd say, at least 4 or 5 years. At least.
Well, from what I read, I think they've been together for a while. When he was in Houston, I think that's how long they've been together.
You know what? She plays her position the way it needs to be played. Kudos to you, man. You're a real one. If you don't understand people, it ain't for you to get. Yeah, she a real one. Let me find one of them.
Oh my gosh. There was some other news. The Seahawks have traded for DK Metcalf. The Seahawks traded DK Metcalf. They traded him to the Steelers.
Where Blue here going?
So somebody said they got the crash out bros between DK and the dude on the Steelers, George Pickens. I think the receiver that's always crashing out. Is like, who's gonna crash out first between these two? Because that's gonna be an interesting wide receiver room.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And who's the coach of the Steelers?
Tomlin.
I thought they got rid of him.
Nah, they ain't never gonna get rid of him.
No, I thought there was something about his contract or something.
Oh, nah.
All right.
Yeah. And then they brought back Mason Rudolph. Guy that got hit over the head, almost got hit over the head with the helmet.
Helmet boy.
Yeah, they brought him back, which is, I don't know why they brought him back. He's not good.
Great locker room guy. People have to like you. If you're not good at your job and you still have a job, somebody got to like you up there, high up.
I mean...
Or you might have something on them.
I saw the man almost get hit in the head with a helmet. I don't think this... There's a lot of people that like him. That is still the funniest video ever. That's the funniest incident in the NFL. Cause he actually was acting like he was gonna do something with Miles when he saw Myles Garrett. I was like, bruh, you see that man and you gotta look at yourself.
You know he thought he was? He thought he was in the last Boy Scout. And he thought he was Billy Blanks. What he failed to realize is he had no pistol on his head. I got a mind like an elephant. I watched a lot of TV as a kid. So, yep. That's what he thought was happening.
And the funniest thing about that video, we diverged, but the funniest thing about that video is like you got your whole helmet off and you trying to go after a man that has your helmet. And you already saw him swing once.
I'm sure he felt that tornado brush by his nose. There ain't no wind coming out of that swing. That's a whole natural disaster.
Oh my gosh! You know. Speaking of Myles Garrett, this is randomly. You know who his brother is? Half brother.
His last name Garrett?
Nah. Remember Sean Williams that played at BC?
Oh yeah. That's his half brother.
Yeah.
That's why he could hoop. That's why Myles be dunking and doing all that.
Yeah.
Sean Williams. Yeah. No wonder why Sean didn't care.
Sean definitely didn't care.
That's why he didn't care.
He did play a couple years in the league though, but yeah.
And he could have been like one of the greatest blockers.
Yeah.
In the NBA. Like his timing was great. Yeah, he was super athletic. Yeah. He didn't really care about anything else but dunking and blocking. But couldn't get out his own way, man.
Man, he cost BC a trip to the Final Four. No, Elite Eight.
He did.
Well, it was a goaltend against Villanova.
Okay.
He goaltended it, but he was doing what he knew.
He played with Rice, or he played with Dudley and them.
I think he played with both of them.
Right. I remember when Dudley and them, what they shot like a 2 instead of a 3.
Yeah. He was on that team Dudley's senior year and stuff like with Rice and all that. But yeah, they almost made it to the Elite Eight. But yeah, it was they lost to Villanova. But yeah, it was one of those damn. But we diverging. But
I'm sure they entertained.
We got Pedro. What we got for boxing?
Nothing.
Last week,
I think he was teeing up. He was teeing it up.
Oh, okay. I'm still crying.
Well, last week there were actually 2 fights from 2 known fighters. One of them, we don't have the highlights right now, but the Keith one-time Thurman.
Oh yeah.
Return.
Yeah.
Oh.
Against this guy Jarvis. Of course, the outcome was expected. Keith Thurman actually knocked him out.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Put him to sleep?
Put him to sleep, man.
Oh.
Dropped him twice, and it was over.
All right.
And the second fight was the return of Edgar Berlanga, El Monstro, from Brooklyn.
Okay.
But he fought this guy, Gonzalez Ortiz from Puerto Rico. Come on, man. I mean, if you see him, you know what I'm talking about. You know, it's one of those fights where it's like, hey, you went out and promoted yourself as if you won. And then you came back and faced this like unknown dude, you know what I mean? And that was just expected to. He knocked him out.
Of course he
with a left hook.
Of course he did. Of course. That's fight a real fighter.
And but for now, I mean, there are a couple of fights coming up, but they're not as big. I believe the next big fight will be sometime in April. The return of Jeron Enos.
Okay. Boots.
Okay, Boots.
Yep.
And of course, one of the mega fights is Brian Garcia against Rolly Romero, but that's May 2nd. Well, there are 3 fights that are good because David Haynes is returning. He's fighting on that card as well.
Oh, okay.
And who else? Teofimo Lopez against this guy Barboza, so that's going to be good.
So they stopped calling him racist now? Because I felt like we talked about that for like one day, and people were telling Teofimo.
I tell you, I don't like what he's doing, you know, because if it's so easy for you to say that, other people's going to think it's easy to just say those things.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I agree with that. And you know that guy from Cigar Talk kind of called him out.
Yep.
His face. I love that.
The host?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that, man. Like as if
it's
okay.
My whole point is with him though too. Like I'm sure he has no problem calling himself a man of color, right?
Right.
So like we don't do that.
We don't do that.
Especially when we're all men of color. So like if you want to claim you part of something, be part of it.
Yeah.
But you know what though? What surprised me is that I don't see the media like, jump on it. And
Why would they? You're talking about black people.
Right.
Teofimo for saying those things.
No, but why would they though? He's talking about black people. That's what happens in the world, bro. They don't really highlight us in the things we deal with.
I see what you mean. Had it been something else.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
Yep.
So that's it for me, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that whole racist stuff that was definitely like.
There's no need for it
at all.
Cause
you just put more target on your back, cause son. Now you gonna fight? You fight somebody?
And I'll
knock you out.
And I'll be honest, bro. We see monkeys in more other areas than where they say they come from. So we're not gonna do that.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Hey, man. The easiest thing for people to do is just be negative towards black people.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's just the easiest thing to do. But then, when it's reciprocated back, oh my gosh, how can you say that? And you're like,
I mean, remember, when you can walk out under the sun and just get a free tan, it makes some people sick.
Oh, man. we got interviews. We got highlights. Check these out. There we go. I'm going to tell y'all about state title, championship weekend, as I like to call it. We'll be right back.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
What can you say about this senior who made that big shot to send you guys overtime? What can you say about you guys staying on that offensive glass?
Well, we've done it all year long. Give them Old Rochester credit. They made a great run. They played tough. They gave us everything we could ask for. But Ronan Coffey's a winner. Ronan Coffey's as tough a kid as I've ever coached, and made the big shot. And the guys, like you said, we didn't get the quick hitter we want, but they went in there. We get the tip out, went right to Ronan, and he buried it. And then what can you say? It's just they're a great group of kids. They really are.
Basketball is such a game of avid runs. Who can make the last runs? You guys had the last one in you. I mean, going undefeated, they say it's very hard, and these guys didn't make it any easier.
No, they get a great program, great tradition. Steve does a great job. They get on a roll at the end. They beat some really good teams in the tournament. So we knew we'd have our hands full. But in that 25-0 now, we've been tested and hung in tight. And tonight we did. We took some great shots, but we came out on top.
Lastly, what is going to be your lasting impression of this particular team, especially with the senior group that's leading this program?
The unselfishness. They don't care who gets the headlines, who gets the points. They just want to win. They're so connected. They've been coached all the way through. Their youth coach, their youth coaches, Bill Coffey and others, but Bill Coffey in particular, taught them how to play the game. So it sure as heck made my life easy when they got up to me. And they've been that way since they were in the 4th grade. It's incredible watching them, how they've grown and developed. And they're really, this is kind of a model team. They play the game the way it's supposed to be played.
All right, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Your team has made history. First of all, what's your feeling?
Just so happy for the kids, man. So proud of them. They just fight so hard. I'm really happy for the town too. You know what I'm saying? Like town's going through some rough times, okay, and these kids this whole town was out. There's so much energy, so much buzz about it, and it's all because of these kids and how they play and the effort they display night in, night out. So just couldn't be happier to be a part of it.
Oh yeah, he did.
He set the total, 22 points total, 6 threes in the first half, 7 total. So what can you say about him and just like how he set the
First off, with Irvin, I've never seen a kid get better so fast in 1 year. And it's a credit to him. Like, he wants to be coached. He wants to be coached hard. And he just keeps getting better and better mentally, physically. And he killed it tonight, and he killed it this whole tournament. And glad he's on our team.
Basketball's a game of runs, as you know. They made the run in the second half. The lead was down to 3. They got some open shots and didn't fall down, and then the team made the key stops. And most importantly, didn't let them get the offensive rebounds in the stretch to get any more opportunities. What do you say about the growth of this team to be able to be close to?
He's everything, man. And I think it's just like the appreciation of the details and understanding like what wins and why teams win. Right, and like we know what that is, right? Like you got to get on the glass, right? You got to get stops. You got to keep the ball in front of you. You got to share it, right? And you can't beat yourself, especially in a game like this. So if we could limit that and just battle and do the best we can, we like our chances. But that was a tough team, bro. They're a tough team.
Definitely. Defensively too, you guys really Brown. You guys limited him. A lot of trapping on him, and then those other guys didn't make it. You got the looks, but they didn't make it. And the key point was to take away Brown.
Oh yeah. Well, first off, Marcos is as good as anyone you're going to find on the ball. I mean, he's done that now to every team we played. And without Marcos, we're not here right now. No chance. That kid is special. He's a special athlete, defender. He's so tough. And I mean, he's not the only one, but like our team, like we go as he goes, right? And our intensity is as his is. So he's led us in that aspect. And another. How many that kid have? Oh, my pops would be so proud, man. He'd be so fired up right now. And I know he was helping us out there tonight for sure.
All right, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Yeah, they're a great group, and as I told the other people, I could tell early on, it doesn't always work out, but they had what it takes to win here. I think we know from our years of doing well what it takes, the formula, and we certainly had that. If there was anything that was a little nerve-wracking, it would have been our youth. But Juliana and Reese did a great job all year. Juliana hit some huge shots, threes to open up our offense. Reese, as she did tonight, came up with big hoops or big free throws right when we needed it. But, to lose what we lost 2 years ago and come back last year, I thought last year was a huge year to get to the Final Four, just to keep the momentum going and then to be able to finish it off here tonight's really awesome.
Charlotte also, my scroll line, played some pretty good minutes and was a really good thing. Just how impressive was her minutes and the time she got in there. She was doing a lot of little things.
She did. She got some deflections, got some rebounds. She had a big shot at the end of the third quarter, kind of stemmed the tide. But I thought we got good contribution. I think we played 8 or 9 people. Some maybe not for a ton, but they came in and provided exactly what we needed them to do coming off the bench.
This team, they've been in every type of basketball game. They've been across the close ones, they've been tight ones. Just overall, how was the poise of this game, the poise of this team? How did they continue to grow?
Yeah, I think that we played the toughest schedule in the state, and for that reason exactly, Mukala. We're playing Medfield, Feehan, Cathedral, Worcester South, Medfield,
our league and our non-league schedule, we played the toughest schedule in the state so that we could, exactly what you said, be in every situation possible so that when you get on this stage, you're ready to go. And I don't think there's any question it helped us tonight.
I'm at a loss for words right now. I'm just thankful for Georgetown and showing so much support. Thankful for our team, thankful for our coaches. We just put so much work this season. We deserve this.
7 made 3-pointers, 22 points. You started that game. You kind of set the tone early in that game. What was your mindset coming into this one? You felt like you got to go?
I mean, I know my role. My role is to shoot. I just got to knock down shots. That's what I did.
Defensively, you guys, the first half, you guys really made it hard for Brown to get anything going. How locked in were you guys defensively?
I mean, very locked in. You can see that in the first quarter we gave up 20 points. Second quarter we only gave up 6. We just bought in, locked down, and locked in.
You made their run, you cut it to 3. You had numerous chances to tie the game up, but you guys got the stops that you needed, got the period up, and then the free throws down the stretch. Just what does that say about the boys in this team?
It just says that we're so resilient, we're so disciplined, so determined, everything, all across the board, all above.
You guys just made history, right? You made history during the first state title to the school, man. When you sit back and you start thinking about it, what's like the first thing?
I can't even believe it. It still doesn't feel real.
What's your lasting impression of this group?
Last what?
Lasting impression of this group.
We're just so, disciplined, and so we just fight so hard. We work so hard for this. Thank you, man. Thank you.
I just knew that we were down 1 and we needed to be up 1, and I didn't want to feel the way we felt last year, so I just drove and the buzzer ended and we won.
They went on that late run to retake that lead. What did you tell themselves in that?
We just wanted to stay zen. We didn't want to force any more turnovers, and we just wanted to play our game and not what they're playing. We were down by Bishop Fee in the whole game last year, and so we knew what we had to improve on.
Lastly, for you personally, 31 points, offensively you got it going. A lot of players contributed. What was specifically working for you offensively? You got 31 points. What was working for you offensively? What did you see out there that got you going?
They were focused too much on our players, so the paint was wide open, so we could all just drive, and we all know how to produce.
How much sweeter it is knowing that you guys were almost close last year and you were able to get them back this year?
It feels great. Thank you.
I think we really took the offseason serious. We all play for amazing AAU programs, whether it's MCW, JAGS, Rivals, MTSA. We all play for amazing programs, and I think we're really prepared to play the best competition. We really played really great teams, and thank you to Jeff for scheduling those teams in the regular season. But I think we're really prepared to play this game today, and we showed out.
A lot of growing that this team has to do. Last year you guys were very young. Now this year more experience. What do you think of experience? How did that help you guys throughout the season? And as you talk about the scheduling aspect.
Yeah, definitely. I say it all the time. We rely on a lot of young players. We rely on a lot of young players like Cece, Janae, Lena, whether it's Sophia, Gabby. But I think we really locked in this year, and we bought into the defense, and we got a lot of second chance points and steals and transition buckets off of that offense, and I think that was the most important part of our game. We were on the same page, and we came together, and we finished it out.
Last time you talked about how Mercy.
Yeah, Definitely 2 years ago as a role player. I think I had my role and I did my role pretty well. I was a rebounder, assister. Just looking up to them, seeing what I can do in the future to this team because I knew eventually they were going to have to leave and I was going to have to step up. So just leading the new generation, my sister, Cece, Gabby. I'm a role model for them and I'm really grateful to have that opportunity. And Jeff puts great players on the floor all the time, so I'm able to lead really well.
And lastly, Juliana and Ellis going out as champions and graduating. Just how happy are you for those two to lead as champions?
Yeah, definitely. They're going to play the next level of basketball, and I'm really proud of them. And I'm glad they had a great season. And I'm going to miss them a lot, but next year we got to bring it home for them as well. Thank you.
Champions, just knowing guys, what you guys need to do in preparation for the state championship to give yourself a chance to win the championship.
I think if we bring the same energy we brought today, it should be an easier win than next game.
Division 4 state champions.
They said it was an easy win. They said it was an easy win. What happened? Yo, easier win. Easier win. What are you saying?
All right, folks, we are back. We are back. Man, it was a championship weekend over there at UMass Lowell, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was there for all of it. I see something I've never seen before in my life. I seen a game where one team had 4 players ejected from the game. All their scoring got ejected.
Wow. In a chip?
In a championship game.
That's crazy.
It was so bad. It was the Renaissance High. It's like Renaissance, I think it's a charter school. And Hoosac Valley. Renaissance, they're from Springfield. You know, Hoosac is all the way up.
Was it well deserved, though?
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Sometimes the ref, sometimes you got to read the room, see the situation, and be like, all right, is it worth ruining the whole game?
One player got ejected in the first quarter.
For what?
So she had gotten her second technical off a little scrum, but her first technical was a double technical. When I went back and watched it, I felt like they didn't even need to call the double technical. You just give them a warning and talk to the coaches. I had to go back and watch. No, that officiating crew was like the worst officiating crew out of the weekend.
Once you start making yourself the center of attention in championship game, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Nobody should be getting kicked out the first quarter. Give them a warning. Tell coach, sit her down for a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no reason why. You should feel comfortable kicking somebody out.
Yeah, and that ejection came off the second one. But that double technical, I felt like it should have not even been called a double technical. I felt like that one should have been a warning. Because it was one of those situations, I think a foul happened or something like that. You know, they're all in the pile. And probably they was talking trash to each other. That's what it looked like. They were talking trash to each other from my perspective. And then the ref all the way out here just came in all of a double technical real quick. And I was just like, and then it was like not even like 45 seconds later, the little scrum happened. They must have been thrown. There must have been some stuff said, or one of the person that was close, she said she like slammed the girl's head or something like that, or whatever. And then that's a technical, but it was the double technical I had the issue with. And then also what happened in the game, you can't grab a player's leg and not get a technical. Like one girl was on the floor, and then like the other girl, and then she just like tried to trip her and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's a definitely.
Right in front of the ref. Like there was a ref right there, and they didn't call that technical.
Oh.
They didn't call it.
Ooh.
Now if you watch this game, y'all go back.
So
if you watch
they were picking and choosing.
They were picking and choosing.
Oh,
now if you watch this game, if you look at the demographic of the teams.
Oh man.
The team that was getting all the technicals and not getting the whistle on their side, they look like me and you.
Mm-hmm.
The team that was the beneficiary of the bogus calls, they didn't look like me and you. And they were the defending champs. And I could definitely say the better team didn't win that game. Because the Renaissance, they were up double digits. They were just running them girls out the gym. And, you know, your best player, she fouls out in the fourth quarter. The second best player got fouled out in the first quarter. A couple other starters are ejected, and the coach had to throw in players that he normally wouldn't throw in. So, and also in that game, those girls, they could have handled themselves a little better. Just got to be a little more mature and composed. But the officials, oh my God.
So you basically felt like they was targeting.
Yeah.
They was targeting. Because my thing is like, we get it.
Yeah.
When you see kids from different demographics, we know who's considered the roughnecks, who looks rough, and vice versa. But why don't you let them both compete?
Yeah.
Just let them both compete, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, get it. We can deal with a lot of things that come our way. We brush it off. We turn ish into gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
They turn ish into pudding. So with that being said, we're never gonna get the benefit of the doubt, bro. So we just gotta realize that, bro. We just gotta just be stronger, play smarter, and just be smarter out there, because we're never gonna get the benefit of the doubt because we show that we can battle through anything.
Yeah, and I was
as a culture.
Yeah, and I was like, low-key felt bad for these girls because they legitimately were the better team, but it was kind of like everything that was going on. But yeah, they definitely had to be a little more mature but they were also so young. Like they had a couple 8th graders on the team, freshmen on the team.
Yeah, but like we also speaking on this because we all play basketball in the state. We know what it's like to go to certain towns and not get the calls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for me to get suspended from a championship CYO game and I ain't even get into a fight with the person that claimed I fought. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just little things that, no, we're not doing this. I mean, and things need to change.
Yeah, and y'all could watch that game. It's on the YouTube channel, but y'all could watch that game. It's Hoosac Valley versus Renaissance. Y'all could watch that game. But the officiating in that game was so bad. Even there was a point, the game was still close. Like, the Renaissance girls still had a chance, but it was just like, where are they going to get their scoring from? And they had a 3-point play opportunity called off on a bogus charge, and that was what put me over. I was like, bruh. And then they go down, next thing, whistle, foul. I'm like,
and when they're going to stop just letting anybody become a referee? There's way too many ex-basketball players in the world that actually want to ref, that want to climb the ranks, that should get an opportunity. Yes, I get it. You might not have played. You might be a great ref. There's very few of you. 39 years old. I play against around a lot of refs. There's very few of you.
Yeah.
So, like, you got to change how the system's ran. Granted, people should get an opportunity, but the standards have to be higher than they are.
And also, you know, because
let anybody be a ref, bro.
But throughout the weekend, 10 games, I would say out of the 10 games, there was only 2 games that was poorly officiated. That one and another one.
Oh, and I want to make it clear. I'm not talking about them championship games. I'm talking about as a whole. As a whole, bro. As a whole.
I mean, shoot, these refs, actually, speaking on officials, they be watching the games on YouTube when I put them up. Some of them don't like what I be saying about them. And they've seen me a couple times, and they try to press me on it.
I think they get mad at your opinion off their sorry calls.
They be mad. Some be mad at me. Some don't care. Some, I don't know if they doing it if they joking around, you know, but some of them be a little too sensitive. And I just be like, hey, man, I'm calling it like I see it. Don't take it personal. But there's a lot of y'all.
Question.
And you know how I get my just due? When a coach tells me, yeah, you right, man. They don't be calling travel.
Quick question. Do they get paid?
Yep.
What they crying about? They get paid, right?
They do.
It ain't free. It ain't charity. So you get paid for a service. Do the service to the best of your abilities.
I mean, I be having some ref apologists on Facebook.
Come on, man.
I follow some folks. I think they refs are like, they be ref apologists. They be on my face. Why don't you ref? I mean, why would I want to do that to myself? Like, I see the way y'all be treating refs.
No disrespect, Stevie, but court cops. Field patrol.
But
ICE investigators. You want me to keep going? Like, what other? All right, I'm done.
But more times than not, I do get the refs that a lot of the refs. I say there's a good percentage. Whenever they see me, they talk to me. They're like, "Oh yeah, I be watching just to see what you say about me or my crew or stuff like that." And they don't take nothing of it. It's all in fun.
Yeah, don't come down our back. We didn't say one name of a ref, so you know.
They be pressing. But I know some of them did hear. Some of them did hear when I be like, I don't like this crew or I don't like this ref. I said it a few times.
Oh, all right.
I said it a few times, but
it'd be like that. You didn't say you like it personally. You said you like this ref, meaning you didn't like him as a referee. Which is fine.
Yeah.
Some people don't like you as a journalist.
So shoot.
Cameraman.
Some people don't like me, period.
Which I don't understand that part, but
I mean, hey man.
Not liking what you do is one thing, but not liking you as a person, you don't do anything not to be liked as a person. If anything, I can see people not liking me. Hey, I'm just an ass.
Might be by association then.
Stash.
But no, it was hilarious though. It was hilarious doing some of the refs. I mean, Joe's boy's a ref. The one we saw at the
oh, the ball dude?
Yeah, the one we saw at the function.
Yeah, he played in the men's league. I forgot his name, because I don't really know him that well.
I forget his name too.
Yeah, he
but
played in the men's league.
He was the one that tells me he be like, if I'm officiating the game, he'll go over.
How is he as a ref? He good?
I mean, I ain't never said nothing bad about him because I do remember the refs I say bad stuff about.
He's good enough then.
So
he's good enough.
Maybe I have, but I doubt it. Maybe. Even if he did, he probably would have told me anyways, like, because he's one of those that don't take it personal. So
you shouldn't. You get paid.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
What? Once you get paid, I don't care how you feel.
Facts. Quick announcement: we will be doing another All-Star game, folks. So we're gonna get that going again. We're about to start the planning. Got to figure out a date. Got to get CB, get him to come in here so we can talk about that. Get a date. And all that. But if you do want to sponsor, if you want to help out with flowers like jerseys and all that other stuff, feel free, contact me and stuff like that. When you see me, just holler. I'll make a post on Facebook about it. But yeah, if you want to help donate something or anything and with the uniform costs and all that stuff, just holler at me. But we will be having another All-Star game. I just got to start reaching out to the players and stuff, and hopefully it's a good one.
Hopefully I can make it.
Yeah. That too.
Yeah, man.
Shoot, Grace just turned 17 the other day.
Congratulations, Grace.
Right,
that's the homie right there.
It's funny because she be like, she tell me, like, people think you're my dad. I'm like, oh like, well, I'm kind of at that age where I could be in that, but.
Oh, you are at the age.
Yeah.
You are at the age.
I'm at the age, so I could see why they say that, and I be dropping you off at school and all that, but I'm just.
You just avoid the race.
I was like, if they ask, just say yeah, and so they can so they can mind their business. Say yeah. Kevin's birthday today. Happy birthday, Kevin.
Happy birthday, Kev.
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing. He patrolling somewhere, So
hey, do your job, man. Don't be asking for no favors. Don't be in the paper.
Man, it's been a tough couple of years for state troopers.
You better be careful.
Shoot. Oh yeah, by the way, all those state championship games from over the weekend, Pedro will be airing them on the network at some point, maybe this weekend, but they will be shown. So
and shout out, because I wasn't here when he did the interview, shout out to St. Mary's girls basketball for winning another championship. I love seeing it. I wish we had some more teams in at least the Final Four, but they got pretty close. And hopefully next year, they make a strong run forward. And if we ever have, two teams from the same city play in a tournament, let's just play in the biggest gym possible so we can have the biggest outpour and support and fans. I get it. I went to the school. Home court advantage is great, especially in that hot old gym. But I've also played other teams on other courts in the city and won as well. So,
Speaking of that, one thing they got to do with the state tournament, one thing they got to do about like the sites and stuff like that, I feel like once you get to like the Sweet 16 quarterfinals and all that, I think neutral site. Yeah. Neutral site. Because I swear that's how it used to be. Because, Sweet 16, quarterfinals, Final Four, I think from the first two rounds, home team gets there. But after that, have it all at a neutral site. Because I think that's like, at the point it should be neutral sites. But that's my piece on that. And two teams won it for the first time in their school history. Georgetown won it first ever.
Shout out to them, though.
There's some people mad that Georgetown won it.
Why they mad,
They're mad because Georgetown has kids from Lawrence on the team, but Georgetown's one of those schools where...
Do they not know about the METCO program on the North Shore?
Yeah.
They just don't win.
Like Georgetown's one of them schools that get a school choice, so they could have kids. So I don't understand that. Franklin, they won it for the first time. They were looking not to be the Buffalo Bills because this was their fourth time in the state title.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's dope. Shout out to Franklin, man.
They won it. It was a good game, actually. It was a good game.
How much it win by?
3. Came down to the came down to the wire.
That's dope, man.
Like most of the games over the weekend came down to the wire. It was only like 3 games that were blowouts.
I'm gonna say boo to both of y'all because I'm Lynn biased, but congratulations, y'all.
Yeah, man. Norwell. That game was crazy. This kid hit a shot as time was expiring to send it to overtime.
Okay.
It was crazy, but they're all up on the tube, man. All the games are up. Y'all will catch it. We're out of here. We'll be back next week. We out of here, folks.